Hello trainers, welcome back to Trainer TV. This is Aaron bringing you 5 easy steps for building a Stage 2 deck. Alright guys, now when I say a Stage 2 deck, I mean Stage 2 as your main attacker. There are other decks that use Stage 2 Pokemon as support for a Pokemon EX, and that is not what we're going to go into today, but if you'd like to see a video on that, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see if I can get one of those deck profiles or reviews up for you guys. Now, I have talked about Stage 2 decks before in my Kingdom video. If you haven't seen that video and want to check it out, there will be a link to it at the end of this video. Now guys, without further ado, let's jump into the 5 easy steps for building a Stage 2 deck. Now I just mentioned the first one, and it is going to be choose an attacker. Alright, this is the most important part. It's going to form your deck, and it's going to give you a vision for how to build the rest of your deck. So right here I have Greninja, Delphox, and Chestnut. The reason why I picked these 3 cards, just to give an example, people are really familiar with these Pokemon, kind of know what they do, and these are from the XY set, so this set has been out for a little bit. So as we're going through this, it'll probably be easier for some people to relate to what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so one of the first things we want to look at here is the HP on the Pokemon. Now, as you know, EXs have around 180 usually, so we want to try to get our HP up to that level. If we can't, then we at least need an attack that can take down a huge, hard-hitting Pokemon that the EXs are. So now, the other thing you want to look at, other than HP, is what kind of support does the Pokemon have built in for itself. In the Kingdom video, you know, it has its ancient trait, which attaches 2 water energies, or 2 energies actually in general, and then just speeds up and supports its main attack. Now, there's also, other than ancient traits, abilities here. So let's look at these. We have Greninjas here that if you discard a water energy, you can put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So right off the bat, he has a built-in Crobat, which is pretty cool. But you can only use it once per turn. But you know, also think about if you're building up maybe 2 or 3 at a time, you could discard those energy to hit, and his attack only costs you 1 water energy. But it is not that great because it does 50 damage. So, I mean, up against an EX would probably be able to take a Greninja on pretty quickly, even though it has this ability here. Now, Delphox, I would say, is the best out of these 3 that I chose. You can look at Chestnut if you want. I'm not going to go into him too much here, as I'm trying to go through this pretty quickly here so you guys can get just a fast, easy, step-by-step video. So Mystical Fire is probably one of the best abilities I've seen on a Stage 2. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. That is just an awesome ability, especially if you're throwing out Hypnotoxic Lasers or Head Ringers, or just any type of trainer card that is just one-off. Search your deck or hit your opponent, and those cards are just diminishing in your hand, and then you can just use Mystical Fire and get your hand back. Now, let's look at its Blaze Ball. Right off, this is already better than the Mist Slash of Greninja because it has a 50+, so you can add damage to it already. So this attack does 20 more damage for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Alright, so we have 3 energy costs for this attack. If all those 3 are fire energy, you have what? Plus 60, so you're going to have 110 attack there. You know, throw on a few, a muscle band, and that'll do another 20. So, you know, just a great attack there. You could boost that up. You can do a Hypnotoxic Laser, poison them. You can just really do a lot of crazy things building up this attack. Now, let's go to the step 2. So, in review, just real fast, choose an attacker, look at its attack, build your deck off of that attack or that ability and just have one solid vision for your deck, and you will be able to play pretty well. Number 2, choose your support. So first we have our main attacker that gives us our vision. Now we need to support that vision. So we have here, just for examples, Slurpuff, Ninetales, and Floette. Slurpuff is a speed support Pokemon. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. If this is your active Pokemon, draw one more card. So he's really good for his tasting ability. If you're building up some Pokemon, you're going to have maybe 2 or 3 Slurpuff in your deck. Have maybe 2 on the bench. You're going to be drawing 2 cards every turn. Now, Delphox doesn't really need this, but mostly every other stage 2 deck does. I would say for speed, if that's what you're going for. Now, let's see. Delphox already has a speed ability in it, so maybe we could throw in something like a Ninetales into this deck, where each player can't play stadium cards from his or her hand. Barrier Shine's awesome. So we throw out a stadium card that supports Delphox with our Vulpix on the bench, right? So we throw out our stadium card. Awesome. We're going to use this to support our Delphox. Then we throw down Ninetales. Okay, I can't play stadium cards anymore. That's okay, because my stadium card's out, and my opponent can't play a stadium card to get mine out. So right there, it's awesome. This really is a good support for building up your main attacker, or Delphox in this case, since we're going to be using him as the main example for this 5-step process. Now, let's look. If we're playing grass, put in a few Floettes. I mean, maybe the grass decks that you're building have just one Pokemon line in it, one stage 2, and then this Floette line. Maybe it'll be fast enough. If it is, awesome, because now each of your grass Pokemon get plus 20 HP. Maybe have 2 or 3 Floettes, plus 40, plus 60. You can tank with a grass deck, and there are some awesome grass decks in this newest format, Primal Clash. So again, step 1, choose your vision. Step 2, support your vision. Step 3, okay, guys, we're going to choose our starter Pokemon now. Not all Stage 2 decks need a starter Pokemon, but I would definitely recommend it. I think I said in my Kingdra video that Kingdra doesn't necessarily need it, but playtest. See how starters work in your deck. Let's look at Manaphy, Deep Sea Swirl. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. This is great, but you probably want to use them in a water deck solely because its 1 energy cost is water. So it'd be hard to play, maybe just 2 or 3 water energies in your deck just to get this basic starter going. So choose a starter that goes well with your deck. Maybe is the same type as your deck. Now let's look at Illumise. Search your deck for a grass Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in to your hand. So we have different types of starters already that we're seeing. One of them is going to speed through our cards. One of them's a searching starter. And let's look at Plusle real fast. Discard a basic energy card from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. All right, so there's decks like Kingdra and even I believe it's a trainer card for fire, that you want those energy cards in your discard pile. Okay, and you're drawing 2 cards for doing that. So how do I play a starter? So you're going to pick one of them. You never want like more than 1 starter in your deck. So if we're going to pick, let's say Plusle. We'll use him in our example since we're talking about Delphox. I'm going to probably have 4 Plusle in my deck to increase my chances of playing my starter. Now this is very important to keep in mind. A stage 2 deck is slower. You will be knocked out. Your starter Pokemon will be knocked out. So do not get too attached to it. That's his purpose, is to get out there, get 1 or 2 attacks off, and be knocked out. Thus giving you time and the turns to rare candy up to your stage 2, get the energy onto your stage 2 and the support that you need to come out once your starter has been knocked out and just start hitting hard. That is the purpose of a starter. So play around with your decks, choose a starter that is great for your deck. Step 4, Pick trainer cards that support your strategy, that support your vision, guys. We're talking about Delphox. Let's look at some things. Let's go to the right here. Blacksmith. Attach 2 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your fire Pokemon. All right, so our starter Pokemon was Plusle. We've maybe got 1 or 2 attacks off. So let's say we got 2 attacks off. There's 2 fire energy in our discard pile. We throw up our Delphox. We have the energy on him. We play a Blacksmith. We get 2 of those energy, hit him to Delphox. So now Delphox has the 3 energy that he needs to hit for 110 damage, and that's right after your starter died. It is a Muscle Band. Throw a Muscle Band on him. That's 130 damage. Another card there that could support fire decks such as Delphox is going to be your Fiery Torch. Okay, that's another discard energy thing. So take a look at those. Now for Stage 2 decks in general, Pokemon Fan Club is going to be a must. You probably want to play 4 of him in your deck. You're just going to search for 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand. Basically, in the first, 2 turns of your Stage 2 deck, what you're doing is getting as many Pokemon out on the bench and rare candying up to the Stage 2 forms of them, getting them set up, getting your support set up, while your starter Pokemon is taking the hits. All right, so we have rare candy. Of course, it's a must. It's just speed, guys. EXs are going to destroy you if you don't have rare candy in a Stage 2 deck. Training Center is also awesome. We play this out. All our Stage 1 and Stage 2 Pokemon now have plus 30 HP. So our 140 Delphox just jumped up to 170, which is near an EX. It can take an EX on. And, I'm mentioning Delphox again, guys, a lot, but keep in mind it's just an example. Pick a Pokemon that you like or a Pokemon that you think is going to be great, that has a great attack, a great ability, or an ancient trait on there. Now for our final step, step 5, understand your limits. Keep focused. All right, I throw this training center out again. To remind you guys that just train with your deck. Just practice. Take a starter Pokemon out. See how fast your deck is with or without it. You have a support Pokemon. Maybe you have Slurpuff. But your deck's relatively fast already. Take Slurpuff out. Throw in Plusle or throw in any of the numerous cards you can use for starter Pokemon out there. Just really focus on the vision. So step 1 is going to be that vision, and all the other steps following from it, just really support it, and you can really make a solid deck. Now, one last thing I want to just leave with you guys, just the understanding your limits and the keep focused, is the current format is you're playing EX decks, all right? And you've gotten used to throwing cards like, oh, maybe I'll face a Seismitoad deck, so I'm going to put this card in there to help with Seismitoad. Or, maybe I'm facing, I don't know, Dialga EX. So I'm going to put in maybe a Fire Tech to help against Metal. Now, while that is great and it works with an EX deck because EX decks are able to be fast and versatile, with a Stage 2, you want to keep focus on that one attack and just pound. All right, we don't have time and we don't have the space in our deck nor the speed to worry about too many techs. Now, if it's a trainer tech like a Hypnotoxic Laser or a Head Ringer, those are fine. You're probably going to run into an EX, so a Head Ringer is fine in there. But as far as Pokemon, just keep focused. And I know you guys will build awesome decks. Let me know what kind of decks you guys build. Let's see some Stage 2 decks out there. You guys can give me links or just leave me comments in the comment section below. What decks did you make? I'd love to know, and I would love to show you my Kingdra here in a few weeks when I finally get this TCG Online up and running. So guys, thank you for watching. Always glad to have you guys here on Trainer TV, and I will see you next time.
Yeah.